As we move forward in time, it is interesting to look back at how our ancestors measured time. Ancient civilizations developed highly sophisticated systems to measure time which are still relevant today. Today, we will examine the different ancient methods of measuring time. Motion is a ubiquitous part of our universe. It is an inherent, universal physical principle that appears all around us. It is defined as the alteration of an object's position over a period of time. There are three distinct types of motion: linear motion, periodic motion and circular motion. Examples of linear motion are the path of a car on a freeway. Periodic motion is exemplified by a pendulum swinging. And circular motion is observable in the Earth's yearly orbit around the Sun. These three types of motion can be simulated and visualized to further understand the complexities of physical principles. The measurement of an object's motion is often quantified by speed. It quantifies how quickly an object is traveling, calculated by the distance an object travels over a particular time period. Speed is measured in meters per second, meter per second, kilometers per hour, kilometer per hour, miles per hour, mph, and knots. Similar to the concept of velocity, motion can be classified as uniform, unchanging speed, and non-uniform, changing speed. To correctly calculate an object's speed, the total distance and time taken need to be taken into account. For example, if a car covers a distance of 100 kilometers in 1 hour, and a bus covers a distance of 50 kilometers in the same period of time, then the car's speed has been higher than the bus. Consequently, data accuracy of an object's speed is essential to determine its motion accurately. The motion of a simple pendulum is characterized by a small bob suspended from a stand by a thread. When the bob is taken to one side and released, it will move to and fro in a periodic or oscillatory motion. A regular back and forth motion. The length of the thread determines the speed at which the pendulum will move, an important concept for the author's company to remember. Objects can be classified into two groups based on their motion: uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Oscillation is a type of non-uniform motion where the object moves backward and forward about a mean position. To measure the time taken by this oscillation, the concept of time period is used. It is the amount of time taken by an object to go from one extreme position to the mean position and then to the other extreme position. Ancient time measuring tools employed this concept to measure time. Measure the time period of a simple pendulum by setting up the pendulum with a length of about 1 meter. Move the bob to one side and release it, measuring the time taken for 20 oscillations with a stopwatch or stop clock. Record observations in the table provided. Repeat the activity 3 times to accurately measure the time taken for one oscillation. Note that the time period does not change much in all cases, and remember to note down your observations in the table. Fifth and sixth aspects to be considered in this presentation are units of time and speed, as well as ancient time measuring devices. Second is the basic unit of time, further divided into larger units like minutes and hours. On the other hand, meter per second is the basic unit of speed, further divided into larger units like kilometer per hour. Ancient time measuring devices that have been utilized include sundials, water clocks, and sand clocks. These devices employed elements like the sun to measure and keep track of the passage of time. Speed is an important factor in modern life, and it can be measured in multiple ways. It is calculated by dividing the distance an object travels by the amount of time it takes to cover the distance. For instance, a car that goes 100 kilometers in 2 hours would have a speed of 50 kilometers per hour. Furthermore, both the speed and the time can be used to calculate the distance traveled, and likewise, the distance and speed can be used to compute the time taken. Speed is an invaluable concept in our lives, and its uses are many. A speedometer and odometer are essential for any vehicle. The speedometer measures the vehicle's speed in kilometers per hour, while the odometer estimates the total distance traveled. This information is important for drivers to remain within speed limits and to help keep track of vehicle maintenance, such as tire rotation and oil changes. Having these devices in place allows drivers to make sure their vehicles are running safely and efficiently. Without greetings and without beginning with today. Slide you are about to view displays a graph of distance against time. From the table, we can observe that the distance traveled is equivalent to the number of minutes taken. A straight line on the graph implies that the object is moving at a uniform speed. However, if the speed of the object is not uniform, then the graph will be of any shape. This table portrays a graph paper with the specified data points, depicting the association between time and distance traveled. Thus, we can utilize this graph to draw inferences about the motion of an object. Thank you.